In this video, I'd like to demonstrate how I create what I call an Excel calculator box. Now, a calculator box, it's just using some cells in Excel to, you might say, make it easy to apply theoretical output from Excel. So, a very good example here is I've listed some output from a multiple regression in Excel. This video doesn't show how to do the multiple regression. Okay, I have other videos that will do that. But suppose we've gotten this output. So I have here highlighted in yellow the output. We have the intercept, like 32.9, and then here the next three numbers starting with 1.02 and down are coefficients from our three variables. So for instance, let's suppose I was running a regression that would predict someone's salary in thousands of dollars. Then the way this would be turned into an equation is you'd start with your intercept, and then you'd do a plus sign, and then you'd have this coefficient 1.02, and it is the coefficient of average performance, so it's times average performance. Similarly, for the next two terms, we have the coefficient 0.3287, which is the coefficient of years. So that's followed by years, and the last one, 1.3, is followed by certifications. Okay, so this would be how you would algebraically interpret the output of this regression. Now, what I actually wanted to show in this video is how you can take this formula and put it into an easy-to-use form. Now, let's consider some possibilities. One thing you could do, not advisable, is you could grab a calculator and you could simply input this formula into a calculator with values of average performance, years, and certifications. But I'm going to create a nice way of doing it here. So here's how I'm going to start. First, let's list the three variables. Average, just continue to abbreviate things, average performance. Next variable is years, and then the last variable, certifications. And you can't see it from the output here. When I ran this regression, it was to predict the salary in thousands of dollars. So I'll just write it like that. Oops. Set 1,000. Let's make sure I type it. There we go. Okay, so we list our three explanatory variables and what the output represents. I'm going to format it nice and neatly. I'm just going to put in some borders here. Now, go under the cell for salary and start with an equal sign. And we're going to start using these numbers here that are highlighted in yellow. Okay, we start out with the 32 value, and that's G49. Then I do a plus sign. I'm going to do the same thing that I see here. So the next thing I do is I click on the 1.02, and that's supposed to be multiplied by average performance. Well, Shift 8 will do the multiplication, but you might go, well, what's average performance? Well, I haven't said what it is yet, but I do know it's going to go in this little cell here, so just click on that cell. Now, let's do the third term here, 0.3287 years. So after doing a plus sign, I click the 0.32 term there, and then I multiply, and it's times the number of years, so I just click on this cell here where I will put the years. So I'm going down the list of coefficients. Finally, I do a plus sign, and I click on the coefficient there of certifications, and I want to make sure that is multiplied times the number of certifications, which will be in this cell here. Now, when I click enter, I won't get anything very meaningful. I get this here. The reason it's not very meaningful is we're looking at someone who doesn't have a performance rating or a number of years worked or any certifications. This will be meaningful when we start to supply values here. So suppose we have someone who's had an average performance rating of 4.5, and they've been working for perhaps 3 years. And in that time, person has earned a certification. We put those numbers in. So there we go. The salary in thousands of dollars would be over $39,000. Okay? And the nice thing, though, here about having done this by creating what I call a calculator box is now we could easily put in values for other employees. Someone else has average rating of, say, a 4.1, and maybe they worked 5 years and have earned 3 certifications. All we have to do is update those, and it updates our answer. You know, a little over 42,000, closer to 43,000. So this is what I call a calculator box. That's not standard terminology, just what I call it. But I think you'll see it's very helpful in lots of different things in Excel, not just taking regression output, but whenever you want to end up having a formula for some value that is based on other values that you know. So, okay, this one was a very quick video. I'll sign out. Good luck.